Hello everyone, we are Group 2 and today we will evaluate Group 5's pitching video on environmental protection in campus life. First, let me introduce our group members. I'm team leader 夏天泽. The other members are Tang Yuchen, Xiao Zihang, Shen Yuxuan, and Xiao Lidan. Group 5's presentation focuses on paper waste, plastic takeaway packaging, public transport, and the technology supporting recycling. In this meeting, we will discuss whether these ideas are practical, measurable, and suitable for UKM. Before we begin, please allow each speaker to finish and respond respectfully to different opinions. Anyone may share an idea or raise a concern during the discussion. To begin, what was your first impression of Group 5 proposal? Does anyone wish to start?
Hello everyone, I'm Xiao Zihang. I would like to begin with paper waste because it is a practical idea for UKM. Group 5 mentions that many students print on only one side of the paper, which creates unnecessary waste and cost. The Think Before You Print campaign can encourage digital notes and double-sided printing. However, UKM should first collect data on current paper use. I recommend making double-sided print the default setting and comparing printing records after one semester. This will help make sure the campaign's success.
I agree that paper waste is important, but I would like to emphasize the plastic packaging issue because it affects students almost every day. At around 4 minutes and 8 seconds, Group 5 explains that takeaway and delivery service generate a large amount of disposable waste, like containers, cups, and cutlery, across campus. The video rightly links environmental protection to well-being, but the health message must remain evidence-based rather than labeling all plastic dangerous. The campaign should credibly promote reducing single-use items and choosing reusables. Finally, responsibility shouldn't rest only with students. Food vendors and university management should help make sustainable choices convenient.
I would like to focus on public transport and technology. Group 5 correctly points out that unreliable public transport can encourage students to use private cars, causing traffic congestion, fuel waste, and air pollution. However, transport is different from paper and plastic issues. Students can change daily habits, but they cannot directly change bus routes, schedules, or fares. Therefore, I recommended research and the worksheet based. We can conduct a short anonymous survey on waiting time, cost, safety, road coverage, and the reasons for using private cars. The results can support a formal recommendation to UKM management or transport provider.
Okay, for the record, today meeting evaluate Group 5 environmental purpose. I will record the main point, decisions, responsibility, and deadline. The where is relevant because it's discussed daily student activity, such as point takeaway food, transport, and recycling. However, their ideas should organize into a clear plan with responsible people and measurable results.
Thank you, Xiao Zihang. You have raised the issue of baseline data, which is important. Before we move on, does anyone wish to respond to that point or add a different priority?
I think paper and plastic reduction can begin at the same time, provided that the first stage remains small. For paper, UKM can promote digital notes and double-sided printing. For plastic, we can pilot a voluntary program with 2 or 3 willing food vendors, offering discounts for reusable containers or providing cutlery only upon request. To address Hang's valid concern about hygiene and service speed, keeping this initial pilot small allows us to collect feedback and adapt without disturbing vendors' business. Participation should be supported by simple guidelines like ensuring students bring clean containers. I would also stress simple reminders near food outlets such as need cutlery or bring your container next time. These messages are less confrontational than strict rules and can gradually normalize more sustainable choices.
Thank you, Chen Yuxuan. That is a construct proposal. Xiao Zihang, from an operational perspective, do you think a combined paper and plastic pilot would be manageable? Please consider whether the project can still be measured clearly.
Yes, I think both actions can be included in one simple campaign. UCAM could use the message small choices, greener chapels. Students can print on both sides, use digital materials, reduce plastic, and recycle correctly. We can measure single-sided printing, vendor participation, and reusable counter used to see whether the pilot works. I support that with willing vendors. Paper reduction is also a good first step because it is low cost and easy for UCAM to manage.
May I add one idea? We could use a simple green point reward system. Students can earn points by using reusable containers or joining recycling activities. The points can be exchanged for small discounts for campus benefits. This would connect paper, plastic, and recycling under one campaign. However, the system should be simple. We can start in one faculty or cafeteria area using a QR code, meaning to test student participation.
Okay, may I did to speak 4 point? We could use one campaign message. Small church can reach campus. For the millions phase, one can focus on digital notes, double-sided point recycling labels, and awareness materials. Phase 2 can involve selected food vendors and reusable container incentives.
We appear to agree that simple actions should come first. I would now like to ask the group about the smart recycling proposal. Group 5 suggests visual technology and a reward system. Does anyone have an initial response?
Turning to smart recycling, I think Group 5's idea has the potential. Students often thought waste incorrectly because they are unsure which bin to use. However, UCAM should not bin with expensive AI cameras across campus. A small pilot can use color-coded bins, clear pictures, simple instructions, and QR code guidance. If the pilot is successful, the university can consider more advanced technology later, and the future camera system should identify waste items only. but student faces to protect privacy.
Thank you. I would like to clarify a distinction. We are not deciding whether technology is useful in general. We are deciding whether it is a propriety at the first stage. Xiaozihang, could you comment on how a pilot could be measured?
I support a small pilot indeed of campus-wide AI systems. First, we need to know what students sort waste incorrectly. The problem may be unclear labels, poor bin placement, or low awareness. A pilot station can use color-coded bins, clear pictures, and simple instructions. We can compare sorting accuracy before and after a pilot. Uh, facility staff should also help ensure that bins are not full and waste is collected properly.
I support that approach. In fact, a reward system may be more critical than the camera system. While students understand recycling, they need motivation to form a habit. For instance, earning green points for recycling can offer a discount at campus food vendors. However, rewards shouldn't be the only reason for participation. The campaign should emphasize environmental stewardship, keeping the campus clean and protecting resources. Ultimately, encouraging students through respect rather than criticism is what truly drives participation.
For the minute, the group supports a smarter recycling pilot, not a campus-wide AI system. The pilot should include clean bin placement, visual instruction, QR guidance, simple reward, and privacy statement. We can measure its success by the coupling sorting accuracy before after pilot.
Let us return to the public transport proposal. Xiao Yidan has suggested a research and advocacy approach. Does anyone disagree, or can we support this as the final phase of the program?
I agree that improving public transport should be a longer-term phase, since a student group cannot directly alter routes or fares. Our most professional approach is to gather evidence and present a reasoned proposal to the authorities. The survey should collect real students' experience regarding wait times, overcrowding, safety, and affordability, while also exploring why some prefer private cars. This ensures our proposal is driven by hard data rather than assumptions.
I agree, Tang Yuchen. How should we word these transport components in the final recommendation so that it is ambitious, but does not make promise beyond our authority?
I would describe the transport path as evidence-based recommendation. The group can cross animals threats about waiting times, safety, route coverage, and cost. Then the finding can be submitted to UKM management or transport provider. We can remove improvement but we cannot implement transport changes directly.
I support the wording. Public transport can still be connected to the wider environmental campaign. For example, UKM could organize a Try Public Transport Week or share clear information about available options. This will not solve the entire system, but it may help students consider alternatives to private cars. At the same time, honest feedback from the active can strengthen the later report. If students try the service and still face several delays, the group will have stronger in evidence for its recommendation.
Agree, technology can support this busy without expensive equipment. A short QR survey can collect information about travel problems, such as waiting time, route, and safety. The result can be shown in simple charts to support our recommendation. The survey should take less than 2 minutes and avoid collecting personal information. This will encourage more students to participate. Therefore, I support the phased hybrid plan because it is practical, responsible, and based on real evidence.
We have discussed all four areas. I would like each member to state one final position. Should we recommend Group 5's proposal essentially as presented, or should we recommend an improved phase plan? Please be concise, but give a reason.
I support an improved physics hybrid plan. Group 5 ideas are valuable, but the orange video lacks clean sequence, responsible stakeholders, and methods of success. The improvement plan starts with simple campus activation, the move to technology pilot, and transport advocacy. For the finally document, I will prepare an implementation table show the phase activity, stakeholder, indicator, and deadline.
I support the phased hybrid plan because it is feasible. Paper reduction and clear recycling guidance can begin quickly at a relatively low cost. The smart recycling idea should remain in the proposal, but as a carefully tested pilot rather than a immediately large investment.
I also support this phased hybrid plan because it shares responsibility fairly. It does not blame students for every environmental problem. Instead, it includes students, vendors, facilities staff, university management, and transport stakeholders.
Thank you. The consensus is clear. We will recommend an improved proposal called the UKM Green Action Pilot. Phase 1, double-sided printing digital notes and clear recycling guidance. Phase 2, a voluntary reusable container and reduce plastic pilots with select vendors. Phase 3, a smart recycling station with simple visual technology and limited green points. Phase 4, a public transport survey and a formal recommendation. Before closing, let us confer responsibilities.
I will prepare the paper reduction and recycling guidance section. My output will include a baseline data checklist, suggested double-sided printing settings, uh, can campaign messages, and clear recycling label proposals. I will also include measures such as print record, comparisons and before and after sorting checks, I can submit my first draft within 5 work days.
I will prepare the plastic reduction and vendor engagement section. My output will include reusable container incentives, reduced cutlery guidance, balanced health messaging, and short questions for food vendors. I can submit my first draft within 5 working days.
I will prepare the smart recycling and the public transport section. My output will compare low-cost visual guidance with more advanced technology, include privacy principles and propose indicators for the recycling pilot. I will also draft a short, anonymous transport survey. I can submit my first draft within 5 working days.
For the record, all the first drafts are due within 5 worker days. After receiving them, I will prepare the meeting immunity and implementation table for the chambers approve. I will also make sure the final report is clean and professional.
To conclude, Group 5 has a strong foundation because it connects environmental protection with everyday students' habits. Our recommendation retains its best ideas, but makes them more structured, measurable, and realistic. This meeting has concluded successfully. Thank you.